Listen to me. Consistency is not a talent, it's not a gift, it's a choice that separates those who want it from those who have it. You don't need more motivation, you need more discipline, you need to stop waiting to feel ready and start acting like your future depends on it, because it does. Let me tell you something. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a muscle. And if you want to win in life, in business, in relationships, you better start flexing that muscle daily. You say, I don't feel like it today. I say, do it anyway. You say, I'm tired. I say, so what? Tired people build empires too. You say, I don't know where to start. I say, start anyway, and don't stop, because here's the truth. Emotion follows motion. You don't wait to feel good before you act. You act your way into feeling good. The more you show up, the more the fire inside you grows. Now let's talk about excuses. Excuses are lies wrapped in reasons. They sound smart, they sound logical, but they are killing your potential in silence. Your goals don't care that you were busy. Your dreams don't care that it was hard. They only respond to execution. You think success is about doing big things. Wrong. Success is doing small things. Consistently, read that again. Small, boring, unsexy actions, repeated daily, create explosive results. Micro wins create macro success. And when you stack enough days where you didn't quit, you look back and realize you're no longer where you used to be. And here's the part most people miss. Consistency isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Every time you follow through, every time you keep your word to yourself, you're not just making progress. You're building an identity. The kind of person who doesn't flinch under pressure, the kind of person who gets it done, that's power, that's presence, that's personal transformation. So what's stopping you? Comfort. Let me tell you this. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. It feels good now, but it costs you everything later. Discomfort, on the other hand, is the price you pay to level up. So today, right now, force yourself to be consistent, not because it's easy, not because it's fun, but because your destiny is on the other side of discipline. Show up, stay sharp, keep going, because your greatness is waiting, and it's watching to see if you'll show up tomorrow, just like you said you would. You don't get results because you want them. You get results because you work for them. Goals mean nothing without the grind that brings them to life. Dreams stay dreams when you don't have the discipline to wake up and chase them. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is how often you show up. Desire gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. If you only move when you feel good, you'll never get far. Greatness doesn't respond to emotion. It answers to consistency. You can write the vision all day long, but if you're not acting on it daily, it's just a fantasy. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you're not in the mood to do it. The gap between potential and performance is filled with self-control. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. Winners aren't the most talented. They're the most committed. It's not about how fast you start. It's about how long you can last. If you want to be successful, stop negotiating with your feelings. Discipline doesn't scream, it whispers again. One more rep, one more call, one more hour. That's how empires are built, not in bursts of hype, but in hours of obedience. The grind respects no one, but rewards everyone who stays on it. Discipline doesn't care what day it is. It just shows up. You don't get to the top by doing what's convenient. You get there by doing what's necessary. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be worth it. The version of you that has everything you want lives on the other side of discipline. When you skip the struggle, you forfeit the strength. If you break the promise to yourself once, it gets easier to break it again. Success is a slave to structure. Discipline is the master key that unlocks every door you've been knocking on. Your feelings are not your leader. Your principles are. When your vision is big, your discipline must be bigger. You don't rise with motivation. You rise with repetition. Anyone can be excited for a day. Real winners stay consistent for decades. It's not about having time. It's about taking command of it. You are not waiting on a miracle. You are waiting on yourself to be consistent. Your next level doesn't need more talking. It needs more doing. Discipline is not punishment. It's Preparation, you don't need another plan. You need execution without excuses. The only question is, can you do it again tomorrow? You don't wait for inspiration. You create it through movement. Sitting still won't bring momentum. Motion does. Action isn't the result of clarity. It's the cause of it. The fastest way to change how you feel is to change what you do. You can't think your way out of a rut. You move your way out. Progress doesn't come from planning, it comes from pushing. Movement doesn't ask for permission, it demands results. You start walking, and your energy catches up. You show up tired, you leave transformed. Your mind listens to what your body does. You act first, the emotions fall in line later. The shift happens the moment you get off the couch and step into the process. You don't feel like it until you prove to yourself that you're doing it. You can't heal in hesitation. You heal in hustle. You don't get confident by waiting. You get confident by doing. Every step forward silences the lies of self-doubt. When you move, fear loses its grip. Action interrupts anxiety. You can't stay stuck. If you stay in motion, start messy, start scared, but start. Clarity is not the requirement. It's the reward. Your emotions are not your engine. They're passengers. Let your discipline drive. Let your fire follow. Momentum isn't magic. It's built through movement. If you can move once, you can move again. If you keep waiting to feel ready, you'll stay exactly where you are. You act first, and then belief shows up to meet you. You don't need motivation to move. You need motion to spark motivation. When you move, your excuses run out of breath. The power is in your legs, not your lips. Get up, get active, get in flow. You can't think your way into greatness. You walk into it. Start taking steps before you know all the directions. Even the wrong move is better than no move. Standing still is the slowest way to success. You don't wait for energy. You generate it. You don't wake up empowered. You become empowered by action. Action wakes up your soul. A body in motion activates a mind with vision. You earn your emotions through execution. Your breakthrough isn't found in waiting. It's found in working. The game changes the moment you do. You don't need to feel right. You just need to move right now. Excuses sound smart until you realize they're stealing your future. They wear the mask of logic, but carry the weight of regret. They come dressed as protection, but leave you exposed to failure. Excuses don't defend you. They destroy you. Slowly. You don't need a better reason. You need a better response. Every time you justify an action, you strengthen your own prison. What sounds reasonable now will feel unbearable later. Excuses are comfort in the moment and chaos in the aftermath. They seduce you with safety, but rob you of success. You can't build a legacy with lies. Your goals don't care how you feel. They care what you do. You don't get points for explaining why you stayed stuck. The more creative your excuses, the further you drift from your calling. Excuses are weapons of mass distraction. They make you feel better and leave you with nothing. You can't grow and justify your limitations at the same time. You can either defend your excuses or demolish your obstacles. Excuses feel like relief, but they come at the cost of respect. You don't rise by explaining. You rise by executing. Excuses protect your pride and kill your progress. They don't solve problems, they postpone responsibility. Every excuse you make delays the person you're becoming. You weren't born to explain. You were built to overcome. Excuses are chains that sound like freedom. They are decisions in disguise. You've been calling it a reason, but it's really just resistance. If you keep telling the same story, you'll keep living the same struggle. You don't need permission to stop lying to yourself. Excuses are not harmless. They're destructive. They are the whispers that keep you average. Your dreams require truth, not tales. Excuses blur your vision and blind your action. They keep you stuck in loops of maybe later and not yet. You don't owe your excuses loyalty. You owe your purpose your life. If you're looking for a way out, your mind will always find one. But if you're looking for a way forward, you'll stop giving yourself permission to quit. Excuses are habits, not facts, and habits can be broken. You break free when you stop believing your own justifications. The voice that tells you why you can't is scared of who you'll become. If you try, you're not too late. You're just too lenient with your lies. The future you want is waiting for the version of you that stops explaining and starts executing. Big wins are just small wins stacked with discipline. You don't need a miracle. You need a moment repeated with focus. The break through you want is hiding in the basics you keep ignoring. Massive success is built in quiet hours with no applause. Every giant leap was once a tiny step taken on repeat. The climb to the top start. With one decision to not quit today, you're not stuck. You're just skipping the small things that change everything. Consistency with the little builds confidence for the big. You don't become great by doing big things once. You become great by doing small things daily. Every rep counts even when no one sees it. Every early morning, every late night, every boring step. It all adds up. You win in inches before you dominate in miles. If you can master today, you'll never fear tomorrow. Most people are chasing events. Champions are mastering habits. You don't need a spotlight. You need a schedule. You don't need perfect. You need progress. Tiny actions with big intention create unstoppable momentum. Success doesn't explode. It accumulates. Little wins done consistently become a storm of unstoppable force. You grow by doing what's right, not what's easy. Winning days lead to winning weeks, then winning lives. Success is a rhythm, and small wins keep the beat. You can't skip steps and expect solid ground. You're not building moments. You're building muscle. Repetition is where greatness is refined. Every ordinary effort done with excellence becomes extraordinary. You don't sprint to success. You pace yourself with purpose. If you won the morning, you already shifted the whole day. Most people lose because they overlook what looks too small to matter. The scoreboard always starts at zeros. Small points still win games. You become powerful by being faithful in the quiet parts. Small wins in the dark create confidence in the light. Nothing is too small when it's moving you forward. Tiny hinges swing big doors. Progress isn't always loud. It's often consistent. Small daily disciplines compound into unstoppable success. No step is wasted when it's aligned with purpose. If you're not winning in the small, you won't be ready for the big. Master your minutes and your hours will take care of themselves. The gap between average and elite is found in how seriously they take the small. Your legacy is built one choice, 1 hour, one habit at a time. Ignore the flash. Respect the foundation. Your future is being shaped in every quiet win. You refuse to skip today. You don't become who you dream about. You become who you decide to be. Daily identity is not a label. It's a pattern. You are not your intentions. You are your routines. Who you are is shaped by what you repeatedly do when no one is watching. Every action you repeat becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. Habits are votes for the person you're becoming. You can't claim a powerful identity with weak habits. What you do consistently tells the truth about who you are. Discipline writes your story. Decisions shape your character. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the standard of your systems. If your habits are sloppy, your results will be too. You build confidence by keeping promises to yourself. Every time you follow through, you reinforce the identity of a finisher. It's not about motivation. It's about who you see in mirror. You become powerful the moment your behavior aligns with your vision. Nothing changes outside until you shift what happens inside your schedule. You don't earn identity through talk. You earn it through traction. Habits are proof of commitment, not just interest. You can't live like a quitter and expect the identity of a champion. The fastest way to destroy self-belief is to keep breaking your own words. Success is less about what you want and more about what you're willing to repeat. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work into your lifestyle. If you want to change your life, change what you normalize. Every morning routine, every disciplined night, every controlled reaction. It's all identity training. Your habits preach louder than your words ever will. Excellence is a byproduct of what you tolerate daily. You can't fake who you are becoming. You can only live it. Your future self is built in your present discipline. You can't become elite on autopilot. The habits you ignore today become the limits you hit tomorrow. Every delay in it is a delay in identity. Who you believe you are is reflected in how you behave. Success is not something you chase. It's something you live. If your habits are out of alignment, so is your identity. You can't build a legacy with a lifestyle that lacks consistency. What you repeat becomes who you are. What you avoid becomes what you fear. Your habits are either building your throne or digging your grave. Every action is a message to your mind that says, "This is who I am." Comfort feels good now, but costs you everything later. The zone you refuse to leave is the one that's keeping you. Average comfort doesn't challenge you. It convinces you to settle. You weren't made for easy. You were made for impact. Comfort is a silent killer that whispers, "You're fine where you are." Greatness begins the moment comfort ends. You don't grow in what feels familiar. You grow in what feels foreign. The more you protect your comfort, the more you postpone your calling. You can't elevate your life if you refuse to stretch your limits. Everything you want lives beyond what you're used to. Comfort is the reward for the weak, and the excuse of the capable. It tells you to rest when it's time to rise. It feeds your doubt while killing your potential. It makes you feel safe while stealing your future if it's comfortable. It's probably not costing you enough. You don't break records by following routines that never break you. If you're always at ease, you're not evolving. Every level requires a new level of discomfort. You can't sharpen your edge in soft environments. The dream in your heart wasn't made for convenience. You weren't born to blend in. You were built to break barriers. Moment you settle for comfort is the moment you stop chasing destiny. Nothing legendary was born from what felt easy. You can't play it safe and expect to lead the world. Discomfort is where leaders are shaped and legacies are written. Comfort zones don't expand. They trap. You can't crave change. Cling to comfort at the same time. You either run toward resistance or run from responsibility. The pain of growth is temporary. The pain of regret is forever. What's easy now becomes heavy later. Discomfort introduces you to the version of you that greatness requires. You can't stretch if you're not willing to be uncomfortable. Comfort is a slow fade into mediocrity. The champions you admire were forged in pressure, not peace. Ease is the enemy of urgency. You don't need more relaxation. You need more resistance. If you're always comfortable, you're not chasing anything worth having. The fire is found in friction. Pressure produces power. The life you want won't meet you in comfort. It waits in the chaos you keep avoiding. If comfort is your goal, don't expect transformation. The person you were meant to become is on the other side of everything you're avoiding right now. You don't need another plan. You don't need another strategy. You don't need another spark of motivation. What you need is a decision. A decision to force yourself to be consistent even when it's not easy, even when it's not popular, even when it's not perfect, because average people wait for conditions to change, but consistent people become the change. This world doesn't reward potential. It rewards persistence, and every day you choose discipline over excuses, action over emotion, and pressure over comfort. You're not just moving forward, you're becoming dangerous, you're becoming focused, you're becoming the kind of person that success can't ignore. Consistency is the fire that refines the weak into warriors, the tool that separates noise from legacy, and the law that turns ordinary effort into unstoppable momentum. This is your moment to stop negotiating with your comfort. This is your time to stop worshiping your excuses, because no one else can force this but you. You've got the vision, you've got the power, and now you've got the responsibility. Force yourself to be consistent because your greatness depends on it, and the world is waiting for the version of you that refuses to quit.